Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
I don't know what happened right there. What is up, guys? I'm Brett Bovin, and welcome to the motherfucking electronic campfire. We're not politically correct on this show. We strongly believe hunting is a brotherhood. It goes hand in hand. So we do a little hazing with each other once in a while. Sundays is our roundtable segment. We cover a variety of different topics. Tuesday is our state-specific show where we bring a guest that lives and hunts in that state. We have a saying on the show: put your corn in the slot machine. All we ask everyone out there that's watching the show is just help share the show, help us grow the show. That's all we ask out there from everybody out there watching. I do want to take a second and say thank you to all the men and women in the military service. Thank you to all the police officers, the firefighters, nurses, the doctors, everybody in public service. I want to say thank you for your service. Now, today is Tuesday, April 1st. A couple quick little housekeeping notes here. We apologize for last week's show being late. Usually our shows get released on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5 a.m. However, last week when we were releasing our Wednesday show, it didn't get released till Tuesday at some point. We switched over from a new platform. We're no longer part of Waypoint. I got fucking tired of them, so I left all their shit and we went to a different platform. So that's why I was late on that one. If you're wondering why there was no episode on Monday, it was because we had severe thunderstorms and warnings, and we had tornadoes coming through. It was a clusterfuck. And actually, they're calling for worse storms coming tomorrow in our area. So we had to cancel the show from Sunday, and that's it. Now, not for me chipper-chappering. Johnny's not going to be here tonight, so we have Michael. He was kind enough to submit hunt, befriend, or kill suggestions for us on the show. So thank you, Michael, for that. And with that being said, let's bring everybody in for tonight. What is up, Dave?
What's up, man?
How you
What's up,
doing?
what's up?
Good evening.
Hey, guys.
So Johnny said he's on his way
There's
back.
our guest, Nate from...
So
Oh, gosh. Johnny's going to be here. I don't know how I'm going to handle that.
how's it going, Nate?
Nate, thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Yeah,
Thanks,
awesome.
guys. Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic.
Might be
I
a
really-
little slow because a little glitchy because we are still got some storms coming in right now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take over with Johnny's segment, Hunt, Befriend, or Kill. I'm going to start off with Dave there. Thanks to Michael's suggestions. Let's see here. Dave, you get 30 flying squirrels.
Fucking Michael.
You get a chihuahua and a goose.
I'm killing all three of them. Well, I guess I'll eat the goose. I'll befriend the 30 squirrels, and then the chihuahua, I'll fight it, I guess. I'd rather kill
Let's
them
see.
all, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't blame you either. Squatch, you have a hyena, a guinea pig, and a bull moose. So you get some good ones.
All right. So
Mike's
let's
fired.
see. I'm gonna friend the hyena, kill the penguin, and shoot the donkey.
Shoot the
You
donkey.
don't have a donkey.
Well, I want one.
You had a hyena, guinea pig, and a bull moose.
Okay. So let's see. Hyena is my friend. Bull moose is what? You got to kill one. So kill the bull moose. What was the other one?
Hunt, befriend, or kill, hyena, guinea pig, and bull moose.
The guinea pig I'll befriend.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
And mine is a farm goat, 50 goldfish, and a chinchilla. I don't even know. I'm gonna
Chinchilla's a dog, I think.
yeah, that's just mean. I'm gonna befriend him, kill the 50 goldfish, and hunt the farm goat. I don't know.
At least they didn't ask you to have sex with one of them.
Yeah, no kidding. Nate, here's yours, buddy.
Yep.
You have a robin, an
Oh my God.
alligator, and an elk.
Oh God.
Oh man. So I got to hunt one, befriend one, or kill one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna hunt the elk. I'm gonna befriend the alligator, and I'm gonna kill the robin.
There you go. That's exactly
wow.
what I would have said, because I don't want to fight no alligator.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good
that'd
one.
be kind of cool. I always wanted to go down to Florida and jump on one's back. And like, they do that. I'm not making shit up here. They actually jump on their
Yeah.
backs and wrestle them.
hmm
Be pretty cool.
I think you'd be good at that. I feel like I'd be a chicken shit to do that. I couldn't do that.
Well, thanks. I don't know. I'm crazy like shit like that. I don't know. I'd like to do that. I think it'd be fun.
I'd like to hunt one. I don't know about crawling around on its back in the water.
No, I mean,
Johnny's
as long
not-
as you get them on their back, they're not going to do nothing to you. They can't like reach around.
Nate, would you hunt an alligator?
I don't know.
They got a very high chance of killing them in Canada, I hear.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the success rate is 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I definitely wouldn't jump on one's back.
Yeah.
I mean, God, you guys never heard of Canadian alligators before? I mean, God,
Spent a lot of time in the woods. I haven't seen one yet.
Jesus, you guys got to get out more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
uh,
Look,
So Nick, I'm
here's
gonna ask Nate-
Johnny's.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
Let me say Johnny's, and we'll get back to you, Dave. Even though he's not here, I'm assuming that's a capybara, a chimpanzee, and a bearded dragon.
I think it's a chupacabra. I think that's what he was trying to say.
Said a chinchilla is like a hamster.
Yeah, I can't
Who the
say.
hell has a chinchilla?
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, Nate, thanks for playing a part of that fun segment that we have here.
Yeah, you may
Can
go
you give a
now
little
if you want.
background
Yeah. Right.
yeah, you can leave the show if you want now.
Yeah, it only goes downhill from there.
Yeah. Can you give a little background about yourself? Wait, what was your question, Dave?
That's exactly where I was going to go with a little like his hunt, what he likes to hunt, what he hunts, and his background. So you go ahead.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I used to be an avid hunter and an avid angler, I guess. And being up here in New Brunswick, always into moose hunting, of course. And you can't see him, but I got a nice shoulder mount of a 50-inch bull moose up here.
Oh man.
But that guy right there kind of spawned an interest in me to start taking photographs of our moose hunts. And that kind of created a monster in me, and I now spend most of my time in the woods with a camera. I still enjoy moose hunting. Our moose hunt in New Brunswick is a draw system, a lottery system, so it is very, very hard to get a tag, but still put in every year. And the last few years, I've been fortunate enough to actually film moose hunts for clients at an outfitter that I'm a part of up in northern New Brunswick called Long Lake Adventures. So he's got sports that come up from downstates, and so we film their hunts for them, and that's what I enjoy doing, because with a camera, I don't have to worry about having a tag. I don't have to worry about having a season to go out. I can go hunting 365 days out of the year. No, I don't get any game meat or anything out of it, but it's still very much the same as hunting. You're pursuing animals, just not with a gun, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually, if you filmed and took pictures of my hunt, I would probably give you meat.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be able to do that
Yeah.
while I'm trying to hunt.
Yep. Yeah. No, I usually get some. I mean, right now I've got lots of moose meat in the freezer and some deer meat and stuff. So, oh yeah, always lots of meat around. Yeah.
Well, you can't blame
There-
that.
There's a question for you here, mate. Michael asked, do you know Salmon River Bend Outfitters?
Nathan?
That name sounds familiar.
Explain yourself, Mike.
Explain yourself a little bit there, Michael. He asked, what kind of meat, Dave?
The hell are you talking about? What kind of?
I don't know what he's talking about.
You said you would give him meat if he photographed you.
Oh shit! Well, like if I went hunting for whatever.
I think that's what he meant. I mean, he's a
deer hunt, fishing, any kind of hunting. If I had some, like a professional photographer or any kind of photographer.
I mean, if he photographed me and filmed me, I mean, I don't know if I could give him anything. I'm not that good, so.
You'd look sexy though while you're in the woods missing shit.
You might have a freaking tag soup sandwich or something. That's pretty good.
Nate, if you haven't realized, the sexiest person on this squad is Dave.
Yeah. The guy down on the right corner.
Yeah.
No, that's Squatch. I'm out here. I'm on the left.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Brett's just got a man crush on me, so don't listen to him.
Every day I think to myself, I just want to hold Dave's hand all day long. His wife is a lucky man.
She is lucky. I got man hands, that's for sure. Me and
God.
Squatch have man hands.
He's got man hand. You have girl hands. Let's see here. Nate, I've been looking on your Instagram. You're an amazing photographer. That's all your work, right? Nothing's hand done, correct? There's no hand painting. That's photography, correct?
All photos, yes. Yep.
That is amazing work that you do. How long have you been doing that? I might have missed that if you said it in your background part.
I think this is like my 8th or 9th year doing it, pursuing it. So yeah. Yep. Do
you sell some of your prints?
Yeah, I sell prints, and I don't do print sales isn't a huge portion of what I do or a huge portion of my income, but I do a lot of guiding for clients that want to photograph wildlife, and they don't know how to, they know how to take a picture, but they don't know how to find animals, because it's technically there's two art forms going on. There's one, you got to know how to take a good photo, but you still got to know how to find an animal, right? So I actually spend a lot of my time, especially in the fall, guiding people that want to photograph animals, which is a lot of fun, being a guide.
I could see me like someday down the road, maybe as I get older and I'm not able to do like a lot of stuff, probably taking up photography more, because I just enjoy the outdoors so much. And like, I don't know, as you get older, like the killing part of it kind of wears off. It's not so much like you enjoy more of the sights, I guess I'm trying to say, out there. I'll always be a hunter, but I mean, I think there's so many times when I see something when I'm out in the outdoors and you got the opportunity to catch that moment with a camera or video. It's, it's a talent. It's a talent. It's like an artist, you're an artist, but you're not actually drawing it. You're taking a picture of it and framing it,
Yep. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I get into photography, is because I was going out, you guys know yourself, and you just said it, you're going out fishing, you're going out hunting, and you see all these things that happen along that journey, along that hunt. And it's like, you come back and you try to tell the story or say like, man, you should have seen what happened. And then you have people like my wife and my family saying, man, you got to take a camera with you. And that's how it kind of started. I was like, yeah, I got to start taking a camera. And then once I did that, it was just started taking pictures of everything. And that's when I really figured out, you know what, there's more to hunting and fishing than harvesting an animal or catching a fish. It's about the whole journey throughout the day. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to be a really good hunter and outdoorsman to be able to get those.
Yeah. The struggle that I find with trying to take good quality pictures of animals is you've got to be really close. Like for me to get good quality shots of a moose, I've got to be in that 50 to 75 yard range.
Wow.
And it's like, you got to spend time with that animal, and that animal has to not know your presence, or they just accept you're there. So you've got to actually spend time with that animal to catch them to capture that picture or video of them being a moose or being a deer, because not the greatest images to me aren't the images of that nice whitetail buck looking right at you. It's when he's like feeding, or he's like spun around. You know how they'll scratch their ears with their hind legs, like stuff like that, right?
Yep.
Like an animal being an animal. Those are the amazing images, and those are the tough ones to capture. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a personal question, but there's a question here in the comments for you, Nathan.
Yep.
From Adventures in the Wild. Does Nathan know a bull moose named Flat Top?
Oh man, I know who that is. So this guy right here, that's Flat Top.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's just an unbelievable bull. That Adventures in the
huge.
Wild is my buddy Derek. Hey Derek.
Oh, what's up, Derek?
What's up, Derek?
We little backstory to that flat top bull. We have been pursuing him for 3 to 4 years. We've seen him on trail cameras, known he's been in the area, and this fall we finally caught up to him where he was in an area where we knew he was hanging out for 3 or 4 days feeding. And man, did we ever have some epic encounters with him.
Wow.
Before I get to my go ahead, Nathan. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay, I had a question for you. Have you guys ever remember seeing a couple years ago there was drone footage of a bull moose shaking his head and the antlers flying off? It went viral.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
I saw
That's
it.
my buddy Derek, Adventures in the Wild. He took that.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Crap.
Great job.
Jeez,
I
that
don't
was
know.
cool.
The moose
That
was actually
sweet to see,
startled.
man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was amazing. So amazing. Yeah.
man. So
That was
have you
wild.
figured like what his range is? Flat top is?
Not really. We've got, I don't know. I know the area that we've seen him in, and it's probably maybe a couple miles square,
Mhm.
couple square miles, but I'm sure his range is bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone's commenting as Whitetail Advantage says, haha, Brett does that for that reason.
What?
I have no idea. I didn't type that. Someone hacked my crap.
Probably Johnny.
Probably Johnny. Oh, yeah. Johnny has access to that, so it's probably Johnny. Anyways, who would do such a thing? It's Johnny. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, I know it's sad to see, but Johnny's here, so let's bring him in, I guess. Johnny's here.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey, Johnny.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, soccer mom?
It's soccer mom.
Yeah, Dr. Dad, no big
Where's
deal.
the
Whatever.
minivan?
Hey,
Nate, I'm sorry. I was looking forward to this amazing show, and John getting on just fucking ruined it all.
it was doing
Yeah.
great, man. And then Brett showed up. So, Brett, adios. I'll toast to you. I'll take over from here.
Thanks, Johnny. Nate, so this recent trend lately is videos, shorts, and reels. It's this new quote unquote algorithm that everyone's watching and gravitating towards, hence TikTok and all these things. I have my personal feelings on it, my personal take on it, and I think photography has lost its voice, maybe is the word I want to use, or it's I don't know the word I'm trying to look for, but the substance in it, because that's being taken away from photography.
Yeah.
Everything's gravitating towards videos, but nothing can beat a great actual photographer photo like you produce, because there's a lot to it through just an actual photo that you can just tell. Do you have your personal take on, with you being a photographer, and how things are in trending towards nowadays?
To the digital side.
Yeah, I do see that trend, and I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if it's taking away from the photography side of things. Yeah, you're probably right, because it does seem to be like people are really dialing into those YouTube shorts and, reels and TikTok and all that. And, but like you say, there is something about a photo because that's just an instant in time that will never be replicated. And that's true to a video too, but there is something about a photo because you can just step back and look at it and it's not going to the next frame, right? So it's just that one split second in time that's captured, and there is something very unique about it. And even though, yes, there is that video trend and stuff, and I am past couple of years, I am gravitating towards doing more video than I ever have done before because of that. I do enjoy video too, but I believe I'll always be a photographer at heart because I want to capture that moment. Yeah.
Well, I agree. It's hard to capture that on a video.
It is because the video carries on to the next frame and the animal moves and you forget about that moment, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's a lot of times where I'm taking video and I'm watching the video and I'm like, man, if I had only just taken a picture right there instead of video.
Yeah, like that was the moment right there.
Exactly. Yep.
But with technology nowadays, don't you have the ability? Well, I guess you can record it and then take a freeze frame moment of it and turn that into a photo itself, though.
You can, but
it's not like the same original if you just take the actual photo.
Yeah, because you're especially shooting wildlife and say like sports or like things that require a faster shutter speed because things are moving. When you're recording video, you're shooting at a lot slower shutter speed, and with wildlife, you're shooting at a longer distance, which you're shooting at a longer focal length. This might be over your guys' head, but the longer the focal length you're shooting at creates the opportunity for more shake in your camera and in the picture, so it's not as sharp. So it's hard to get a sharp image when you're shooting at 60 frames a second.
Yeah, you're trying to get in between each frame to get a clear picture of that.
Yeah, when normally I'd be shooting like a deer or something at 5 or 1,000th of a second shutter. So it's tough. I think eventually the technology is going to get there, but it's not quite there yet.
I mean, heck, who would have thought we would have been having drones basically in 2025 back in the early 2000s at this point? So you never know.
It's crazy. Yeah, it is. And even like an iPhone, the pictures that those things can take now is phenomenal. Like it's crazy. Like if I'm going to shoot an event or something, there's a lot of times instead of me pulling out my other camera with the wide angle lens, I'll just grab my phone and take a wide angle shot. But they're crazy good. Yep.
The fact that I remember one time when I was a freshman in college, I think I was getting a new phone. Okay. And the guy said, if you're looking for a phone, looking for something that takes great photos, you can just get a cell phone. If it's something where you want to just specifically just do photography, go buy yourself a professional camera.
Yeah.
Because like you said, camera nowadays, granted back then to now, these things are mini Sony AS3 built right into your phone, basically.
They are.
It's amazing how creative that you can do videos and just photography all off of a freaking phone nowadays. In my opinion, I'm surprised a lot of camera companies haven't gone out of business in a sense.
Yeah. Well, it's really because you remember they had like Canon and Nikon and stuff. They had those little point and shoot cameras.
Yep.
Basically, it's deleted that totally.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you don't see those anymore. So now it's basically, the bigger camera bodies with the bigger lenses
Now, what type of cameras do you shoot with, Nathan?
I'm a Canon guy.
Okay.
Yep. Not that they're the best out there. It's just what I picked up at. That was my first camera, and I just stuck with them. Yep.
So back in the early 2000s, I was huge into skateboarding, and I wanted to film all the state videos and stuff. So I had a Sony VX1000.
Okay.
I mean, I saved up forever to buy that camera, and just out of like, you know, I wanted one just for nostalgia reasons again.
Yep.
Dude, the prices have dropped so much. But those are always great cameras, especially because you just swap out with like the fisheye lens and everything like that.
Yep.
And that's about the extent of my camera knowledge right there.
Yep.
I was trying to get into photography in my own way post college, and I tried learning shutter speeds and focal length and the apertures and all this crap. And I'm just staring at the computer like, what the fuck? I'm just like lost. It was like over my head.
I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can get over that hurdle, yeah, that's the first big hurdle to get over for sure.
Because I remember I was reading, like, all I want to do, I was so into like those time lapse photos, and I got one, and I got the GoPro 13. I have everything set up to get that doing it. But at the time, I still have the Sony A7 III, whatever, and I could not figure it out because I wanted to do a knock, like those lighted knocks on your arrows, and get like a time lapse of that. And I spent like a week, and I was just like, fuck this, I'm done. I quit. I just couldn't figure it out.
Well, send it to Nathan and he'll hook it up for you and send it back.
Yeah.
And what the fuck? That is an amazing drink, Squatch. What is that, if you don't mind me asking?
What's that?
That red drink.
Oh, it's just cranberry juice.
Oh, cranberry juice?
Yeah, it's something to drink. That's all.
It looked delicious. I'm just gonna
It's
say
not
that.
Tippy Cow.
No.
What are you drinking on, Brett?
I'm not drinking anything.
Why not?
Just drinking my water. I'm on a mission, man, to get back in shape. If my drill sergeants saw me now, they would just look at me and just walk the other way and just sheer
They probably
disappointment.
should have done that back then too.
What drill sergeant?
From the police academy. I had about.
Oh, those aren't drill sergeants, man.
You know, Captain. You remember
Those
Captain
ain't no
Lassard?
Yeah.
That's Lazar. No, I had actual. They were still.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Well, one was retired. The other three. No, we had 4 drill sergeants. 2 were retired, current with police departments, and 2 were still current drill sergeants in the actual army. But they were employed through the police department. So yeah. Anyways, Nathan, let's talk about a little bit about your own personal hunting. So you said you're a guide with photography. Do you also do that as a guide through hunting as well? Is that what you said?
I don't know. Not saying that I wouldn't. Just the opportunity just hasn't arrived yet, and I stay fairly busy just with the photography side of it. So I haven't really, I guess, pursued it. But I'm fully licensed in New Brunswick to be a hunting guide if that opportunity ever happens.
Oh wow, give me your address.
Yeah.
Right?
We're coming.
Michael said major pain.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Michael.
I can't believe Michael's old enough to know what that is.
I know, that's surprising. It was old when I was young.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
Dude, you're still young.
That
I'm
is
31.
true. Damn. I don't
I'm
even
kinda
remember
old.
31, dude.
I'm on the older side.
Dude,
I'm on the older side of young.
the next oldest person on this podcast is over a decade older than you.
That's you, Johnny, right?
That's
Yeah,
me.
that's you.
Yeah. So,
I'm still old.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Nathan's like, "What the hell am I doing here?"
yeah, like
He's
he's
just talking
questioning.
about whatever cameras and old age now.
Yeah.
Well, I had a thought to interject here. How long do you guys think, or do you think it will be? And I got thinking about this because of all the opposition with drones. We were talking about drones and drone photography and using drones to recover deer. I got an idea that I think like state entities, NCON, your officers are going that route. And I think they're going to use it to their advantage. And that's why they don't want us to have it.
Like
What do you-
like the game wardens are using
Yes.
them.
Game wardens will be using them to catch poachers, like at night, because of the thermal imaging.
Yeah.
And I think
I can
during the
see
day, I think they would, maybe fly around parking areas, getting people's plates and then running the plates and see if they're legitimate hunters, maybe finding, out if they have hunting tags, if they're supposed to be out in the woods or they have any felonies. It's just so weird that a thing that would be so beneficial to hunters would be so frowned upon. And of course, like we've gotten this discussion before about people abusing it to go find, a herd of deer and sneak up on them and kill them. But I feel there's more to it. I think there's a law, they're going to use it to their advantage for something. And I wonder if that's why, and maybe I'm just way out there on it. But when we were talking about the drone thing, it rang my.
No, I could see that, but I think it's because it's still fairly new, in my opinion, to hunting, and it's kind of like transformed into hunting lately, that people are like, how the fuck do we navigate these type of things? It's like a version of back in kids these days, they're sexting each other and sending each other naked pictures. There's no, like, at the time, as far as I'm aware, there was no official law like, oh, you can do this or that. And it's like it was gray water when it was first kind of coming about. It's kind of like that with drones nowadays. But I could see how they're trying to force it to where only the game wardens can use that type of technology. And I like that. I think that's a great point.
They might be just doing like they did with the marijuana here in Michigan. It was illegal until they figured out a way to make money off of it.
Yeah, no shit.
Now they have their own separate tax, state tax, federal tax.
It's been legalized
They
in
figure a way to
Canada for a long
license
time.
it so they can tax it and make money off from it. Then I can see where it'll be a go.
Yeah, if it comes to being a benefit for the government, they'll definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But there is a lot of laws that go with that, no-fly zones, and all that. I mean, you got to be legit to do it. You just can't be any fly-by-night guy, go by a drone. And I think that might be one of the things they're trying to figure out is how to set
there's
this
a lot
up
of different types of drones out there too that you really don't need a license or anything to do that. You can just go get a cheap drone and you can be able to just fly it just above the tree line 200 feet and you'd be perfectly fine. But now you got these other type of drones out there that are going 500 feet up in the air and they're getting a huge wide look at crap.
And I got an uncle that's got, I don't know what kind it's called, but I think he's paid like 10 grand for the stupid thing.
It might be a DJI.
I don't know. It's white. I remember he brought it to a family.
That's
DJI.
DJI.
Yeah, DJI. Yeah.
Nathan, do you have a take on this? Is it popular in Canada?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I'm not saying they're using drones for hunting, or I don't know if anybody's actually using them for animal recovery, but we're kind of like you guys. Like they're trying to. The government seems to be trying to bring out laws to kind of trying to take it out of the hands of just the regular citizens. Now I've got a drone, I've got a DJI, and I think it's great. I think I use it a lot for scouting like areas where I think animals might be. Yeah. It saves walking into a moose swamp 500 or 800 yards and getting in there, and it looks terrible. So I think there's certainly I believe for the hunter, there's certainly a place for it. Because there's guys that do aerial surveillance through airplanes and helicopters. Those guys would be few and far between, of course, because that would be expensive, but it does happen. So what's the difference if you got an airplane or a drone, right?
Right.
True. Very true.
I think the difference is it's a more accessible availability.
And that's true too. Yeah. Like you can go out and spend a couple $1,000s and have a pretty nice drone these days.
Oh yeah.
But it's, I lost my train of thought here.
That's
But
right.
That happens on this show.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a great tool. I guess where the line has to be drawn is if I do believe that if it's deer season, like that's if a season's open and you're out with a drone, that's where it gets sketchy.
Yeah.
Like
Especially
when
if it's one of those Ukrainian drones with the grenades.
yeah. Like when I film a moose hunt, we'll do like some pre-season shooting and I'll have the drone out. I'll be getting some drone shots. But once that season opens, that drone is in my vehicle locked away and I don't even dare take it to the woods because I don't want any warden or anything to come along or anybody to just assume, oh, they're using a drone to hunt. Like,
yeah.
I think maybe it's just me off the top of my head, but I think one easy thing that they could do is, so for instance, I honestly think you should become a licensed drone recovery person. You should make it where they have to sign something that, or whatever the case may be in that regard, of where someone hires me to come track their deer for them, and that's the sole purpose of it. And then you have like your own type of log sort of deal. And if it comes about that you were out there doing something other than looking for scouting for a recovery of a deer, then you can lose your license and be fined and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where a warden comes to look at your daily log type of deal, maybe.
Yeah, because the drones will track where like your flight log, basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could always, if I agree, if you're into that, you should have like a license and abide by what rules are set. And if there was any discrepancy, then you would have a log saying, look, this is where I flew. This is where the deer was. And yeah.
I do have a question, and we'll start diving into your area. There's a question from Daniel. What's the guests think about Canada becoming our 51st state?
I love it. Bring it on.
Cool.
Actually,
absolutely.
He says, then I won't need a passport.
I know, exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
Yep.
Hey, Dan, you can come pick me up.
No, we got an election coming up in 4 weeks. And if we don't get these liberals out of office, can I come and live at your place, Brett?
Come on down.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have a cottage up north of me that has nobody in it right now.
Oh, nice.
On a lake.
Moose up there.
Oh, did the girl finally escape from your cottage, Dave?
I let her out because the federales were on me. They were trying to send her back.
The ice deportation got her.
Yeah, ice showed up. Yeah.
Senior Dave has been locked up here for many months. It's not nice.
Yes.
Although, Nathan, I don't know if you'd want to come here, because I was watching some videos today where there's people in fucking parades and they're called pups, and they wear these fake puppy mask head contraption things, and they walk around like actual dogs.
That one dude, he looked like a fat white samurai trying to do like a dog show or something.
Dude, he looked like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
And they have these shows where these people that will dress like they believe they're actual dogs. They identify as dogs, I believe, and they'll wear these head contraptions, and they'll go to these shows, and they'll have quote unquote master like you would with a normal dog, and they're telling the person to do dog tricks. And they're at an award show for this shit. And if that doesn't scare you more, there's stick pony competitions where
I've
people
seen that.
They go to these like those real horse events where they jump over things with real fucking horses. It's that with stick ponies, and people are walking around.
Guitar competitions.
So I don't know if you'd want to come here, because we have to deal with that too.
We don't have that up north Michigan. There's too much of the Michigan militia up north. They wouldn't survive up north.
FBI and infiltrating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just sad. I'm gonna try and be nice tonight and just leave it there.
I'll say it. Fuck those weirdos.
Oh, thank God.
Yep.
Wait, what's that in the background, Brett? Is that a dog mask you have hanging up?
Yeah, my dog mask is right there.
Yeah.
I'll say this quick story real quick, and then we'll dive into some questions here. I was at Myers with my daughter, okay? This guy had a dog ear thing, and he had a tail on, okay? He looked like a fucking dog. We're walking one direction, he's walking the other way. We walk by each other. I say, "Ruff." He looks at me and says, "Sir, how dare you? I am a grown adult and I identify as a dog, and for you, that is hurtful." And I said, "Ruff, ruff, I'm sorry." And I ruff, and I walked away.
I'm so happy I wasn't there and didn't see that. Oh my God.
I didn't know how to react. That was just my best reaction. And my daughter asked me, "Dad, what was that?" And I said, "That's mental illness." And try to find us right there.
Yep. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yes, sir.
No, it's not even that. They're just mentally abused, man.
They're mental for sure.
There's something wrong with people.
There's an actual mental illness that's going on.
It's a mental.
Yeah, it's called living at your mom's basement when you're 35.
Yeah.
Well, no, Brett's only 31.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett, where are you right now?
Hey, 31.
Right?
I'm 31 in a basement.
Yeah, but that's by his wife's choice, not his mom.
Yeah, my wife told me I can be down here.
Yeah, she said I can come down here.
Michael asks, "I want to see your German Shepherd." I'll say this. My German Shepherd, I love my dog. He doesn't live with me. He lives at my parents' house because my parents retired to look after my kids, and they babysit my kids. So my dog, instead of him staying here with me, being locked up in the backyard, he gets to roam around at my parents' house that live in the woods. They live in the country. He gets free range to run around. He gets to play with my kids all day.
So wait. Let me get this straight. You have a dog, but it's your mom and dad's responsibility. You have kids, they're your mom and dad's responsibility. You're a fucking man-child.
Brett figured it out, the Matrix.
Yeah. I'm going through a divorce right now, and I still have all those responsibilities. We need a Brett Bovin podcast on how to do this shit.
How to get rid of your family and your dog and stay married.
Yes. The floor is yours, Brett.
Yeah. Nathan, what's the terrain like there again? I don't know how to transition it from there.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't look like your basement.
Boy,
that
was probably one of the cleanest segues you've had to another addition to this show that I've ever seen in my life. That was
130 some odd episodes.
Yeah, went straight 360.
How's the terrain like up there, Nathan?
It's a lot of like rolling hills. I think the highest mountain, or if you can call it a mountain in New Brunswick's like 2,300 feet or something. So it's not. What's that?
So that's what I'm talking about. Who wants a mountain where you can't breathe on? You know?
Yeah. Like up the northern half of the province is really. It's quite rugged up there, but as far as getting into any like big mountains or anything, like you don't have to worry about that. So it's relatively calm, I guess. It's not too bad.
What kind of animal species do you run into mostly up there?
Moose, really.
Yeah.
Our whitetail population, we have pockets in New Brunswick that's there's a lot of deer, and then there's the northern half of our province, there's not a lot of deer right now. The past couple of years, they tend to be coming back some. But other than that, wild turkeys is actually something that's still pretty new to New Brunswick. This is only 2025 is only our third or fourth year, I think, that we actually have a turkey hunt.
Wow.
And,
really?
Yeah. So they've migrated.
What species do you have?
Those are man, I should know this.
Merriam's. No, they're probably Osceolas or Merriam's.
Yeah, I think Merriam's. I can't remember now. But yeah, they kind of migrated over from Maine.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah,
they're Merriam then.
Merriam, okay.
Yeah.
So it
That's
was
cool.
like, what's that?
No,
I said that's cool. I had no idea you had turkeys.
Yeah. So
no idea.
Like 5 years ago, for me to see a turkey, it was a big deal. And even right now today, if I seen some turkeys tomorrow morning, it'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool to see a turkey here because you never did before.
They just gobble different up there.
Yeah, maybe.
They go, gobble, gobble, gobble. Hey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Hey.
Now, so what's crazy is thinking about it's probably easier to get a moose tag than a turkey tag.
No, it's still fairly hard to get a turkey tag in certain zones. But the moose tags are like, I went 18 years before I got a moose tag.
Really?
Yeah. Like it can be tough.
Sounds like our elk tag here.
Yeah. And so here in Michigan, and our state's unique. We have more whitetail than anyone could ever shoot.
Yeah.
And then the way our state's broken up into two different, we have one that's a peninsula and then our normal state. We have elk in the lower state, but the northern half of it. And then we have moose in the upper peninsula. And we are like, I bet you within 3 to 5 years, we'll have enough moose to hunt. And it might be, 20, 25 tags.
Yep.
But we'll have enough moose. And we actually got our moose from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Brett, do you know what we did to get our moose?
Enlighten me.
We traded wolves for moose.
Huh.
We traded wolves and whitetail for moose and then this was back in I want to say the 80s, and our moose population dropped because the wolves, they were up on Topper Harbor.
Yeah, I know that's that.
Yep. So the wolves chased the moose onto Topper Harbor, and they all died because they couldn't get off.
Yeah.
So then the DNR was like, oh, well, we'll give Canada more whitetail and more wolves. And our population now is finally starting to grow, but about 6 years ago, it dipped a little bit. But yeah, we get all of our moose from Canada.
Do you know what?
Where at though?
Okay, I was going to ask you what subspecies it might be.
I'm going to look it up right now. So carry on the conversation, Brett. Do your thing.
Well, that's cool. I learned something new now about Michigan right now.
What? You didn't know that?
It'll probably be a one and done like they did with our wolf hunt.
Yo, my God. So when I retired out of the Army, that was the first year they did the wolf hunt, but it coincided with the deer hunt because wolf season went from November 15th to December 1st. And at the time, I wasn't a bow hunter. My shoulder was still fuckered up. But yeah, I wanted to wolf hunt so bad, and there was such a kickback on that. Like so many people were all pissed off about that.
The government was, but the people up there weren't.
Well, it's like Brett's spirit animal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure he's got a little rough one.
I thought his spirit animal was a gerbil.
No, that's what lives in him.
Oh yeah, you'll have that.
Oh my God.
Okay, Mr. Slave. I figured the moose up in the UP just kind of, they traveled from Canada down to like Minnesota, and they just kind of migrated through that way over in Wisconsin.
No, they're imported.
Yeah, they swam from the straits.
So something that runs alongside of that makes a lot of sense, because coyotes that are from out west went north through Canada to migrate. As they did, they crossbred with wolves, and the coyotes that we have here, where I live in the Northeast, are upwards of 55, 60 pounds, sometimes even close to 65. And when they take the skull out of a coyote here, it has that crease, that ridge line in the middle of their head that is the same structure that provides a strong jawbone for wolves to be able to bite their bone. Normal coyotes don't have that. So
yeah, coy wolves.
Yep, that's what we got here. That's
we
why
got them here in northern Michigan. We got coy wolves.
Yeah, it's all the same shit, you know.
Yep.
Wow. Well, that's what the show's for, to enlighten.
Cool.
What are the, while Johnny's looking up that information, what are the hunting seasons there in New Brunswick?
So basically in the spring we've got like a 2-week turkey season now. I think it's the 2nd and 3rd week of May, I believe.
Okay.
Something like that. And then there's the bear season that opens up sometime in April, I think. But usually guys don't really get after them until, later May, because winter hangs on and the bear don't really get traveling until things really warm up. Yeah. And then you got a fall bear season, and then our moose season is usually the 5-day season in the 3rd week of September, Tuesday through Saturday. And then whitetail starts up. We got like a bow season, then we've got our rifle season, and then the last couple of years we've got an extended week in November for muzzleloader.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And then you got your waterfowl and stuff like that as well. Yep.
Do you guys have a pretty big bear hunting season then?
Yeah, we've got a lot. We got a lot of bear here. We probably maybe have too many bear here because there's very few locals that hunt them.
Really?
So most of the people that hunt them are like guys like you from the States that come up and want a big black bear.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So we have the Western moose is what we have.
Okay. Yep.
Is that the same as you have up there?
No, we've got the Eastern Canadian.
Okay.
Yep.
We got the bastard stepchild moose.
Exactly. Now, here's a fun fact about moose hunting. In Nevada, of all places, 2024 was the first year that Nevada had a moose hunt.
Huh.
There was 2 tags that were issued.
I was going to say, I thought it was only one that they issued.
No, they issued 2. One was
to
I want to say a 14 or 16-year-old drew
I was going to say, I thought one of them the kid got.
Yep. And then another one was just a normal person.
Yeah, a normal.
Normal.
It was a human being.
Or moose hunter.
Can you please use woke language?
Fuck and no.
Thank you. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. Like this one kid, hopefully though, he didn't get too much crap from like other people like, oh, how's a 14, 15-year-old kid get a fucking moose hunt out here for the once ever?
What was cool is all the outfitters that reached out to him to say, hey, let us help you out. Like the hunting community, when it comes to a brand new event like that, is so welcoming. Like so many outfitters were like, hey, we know where the moose are. We couldn't hunt them before, but let's get you out there. And that's where I feel like we're actually doing pretty decent in the outdoor community.
Yeah.
But
always trying to be helpful, and I thought hearing that part about it, I thought that was amazing.
What's your favorite caliber for taking down a moose?
I shot mine with a 270.
Nice.
Really?
It ran 20 yards.
Nice.
And
it's all about shot placement.
Yeah, placement.
I love my 270.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. A lot of guys up here use like 30-06, 308s, 300 Win Mag, 7 mils. Yeah. You name it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But typically, like up here, our type of moose hunting up here, typically you're going to see one right around that 100-yard range.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a long range shot. So yeah, because it's a lot of our hunts up here are really tight, close quarters. You're calling them in, and they,
I was going to ask you, like, how is basically the terrain super thick, medium open? They hang by water a lot,
They there's a lot of forestry operations in New Brunswick, so there's a lot of clear cuts. A lot of guys hunt them in clear cuts. They do tend to hang out around some water, but that time of year it's getting cooler, so they're tending to go maybe more to the hardwood ridges and stuff like that. But there's if if you're the type that doesn't want to hunt a clear cut, you want to have that really nice, tight, close up encounter. You can be in some really thick wooded conditions. Yeah,
that's what I was wondering.
Like there's some areas that I've hunted in. Well, actually, for instance, our sport that I filmed a guy 2 years ago, and we called in a bull from him. He was from Georgia, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And that bull come within like 20 yards of him before he even seen it.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
That's how tight it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
That's insane.
Just what you want, to be that close to a pissed off animal.
Oh,
right.
I don't know if you guys have ever experienced a bull coming in like that, but like on the call, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know how big a whitetail is. We've all seen elk relatively close. Like, I almost hit an elk with my truck, and I was like, "Holy shit, that thing's huge!" But a moose will like dwarf an elk.
Oh yeah.
So, like, I've never seen a moose up close and personal.
Yep.
But that's my bucket list hunt right there. Archery moose.
When I was in Vermont, we were driving down the road, and it was just starting to get dark, and I actually thought I saw a squatch in the road, but it was a moose with his ass directly towards us, and you couldn't see the rest of him. So you just see these tall legs, this thing that's hairy, and it's standing in the road. I'm like, what the frick? And I'm like, oh, it's a moose. He turned his head, but unlike a whitetail where they just dart into the woods, a moose has to find an acceptable route to get into the woods again. So he was like, shucking along and jiving, and then all of a sudden he found a driveway that he could get his rack down through. But God, that was awesome. I wish we had cell phones when that happened, because we only had those throwaway cameras, you used to buy. They were real cheap. And my wife and I, we had just got married. We'd go up to this bed and breakfast up in Vermont. We were going out to dinner, and we just had that throwaway camera. I tried to get a couple pictures of it running through, at night, but it just didn't come out. But man, seeing that in relationship to, what you're in, you're like, holy God, they're huge. They're just monsters.
Oh,
they're dangerous. We've got on our main artery, our big highways up here, we've got moose fences.
Oh, really?
Because before they put the moose fences up, there was people getting killed. It was like almost a daily occurrence. It seemed like when the moose were really active, it was bad. And so since they put these moose fences up, it's helped the human population out and the moose population.
What, helping the human population? Is that really a good thing right now?
I don't know. They maybe should tear some of them down.
Right? Exactly. Let's just go up there, like remove like a 10-foot section, if it's, God's will right there.
Those people never leave the city anyway, so.
Exactly, right?
Yes. Well, it looks like Dave left us.
Yeah, Dave's gone.
No, it's just an illusion. He's David Copperfield tonight. He's going to be back in a moment.
I know it's going to bring tears to my eyes when I see him there again.
So now our whitetail here, well, I'm sure there too. Whitetail can, they can clear a 6-foot fence, no problem.
Yeah.
Now, are moose the same way? Are they as agile as a whitetail?
I've heard a moose can be very agile if they want to be, but I don't know if they're quite as agile as a deer. But I don't know. I've seen them tear off after they've got close to me, and you spook them, and like they can move, and anything in their way, they just run over. Like,
oh yeah, that at 1,500 pounds, they're just gonna blow through whatever's trying to stop them.
Yep. So
I feel like a moose is like a equivalent to like a fullback or a middle linebacker. Just it's not mobile or agile, just gonna go run and just tear you the fuck over. But a whitetail deer, it's like a running back. They can finesse, move things around a lot lighter and stuff like that.
Yep.
Now,
for sure.
I have one question here before we wrap it up for the night and get into our rapid fire segment. Is there any laws up there that you might disagree with, or that you would like to see changed or modified or got rid of?
Like hunting laws?
Hunting laws or any laws, really, I guess, at this point. You're going to become the 51st state, so I guess we'll start learning.
What do we need to know before we cross that border?
I don't know. That's a good question. Frick. I don't know. Maybe we do shed hunting up here. Looking for like moose sheds mainly. And it's illegal for, like, say if you guys wanted to come up and you guys were on a bear hunt or a moose hunt or something and you found a moose shed, it's illegal to take that back.
Yeah.
Really?
And we're actually kind of trying to get the government to change that, but you know how governments work.
Wait,
Okay,
so hang on. Okay. So if we go up,
hold on.
Yeah.
You ready? So you're out there shed hunting, or you're just out there. What are Canada's pistol laws? Like, I mean, you're out there with bears and everything like that. You have
we can't carry.
No.
Like a bear guide.
Yeah.
Right now can't carry a firearm. His hunter wounds an animal. He's got to go in after that animal without a weapon.
Wow.
So basically, as the guide, you want to stay behind the hunter.
Yeah,
because all you have to do is outrun him.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm creeping about 100 yards back after he shoots.
Yeah. So if you guys ever come to Canada, be aware of that.
Oh yeah.
Again, like we were talking earlier, shot placement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You think it's bad not having a pistol on you to, go after a bear that's wounded? What about those Canadian alligators we were talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember you guys talking about that. They live in the trees, dude. You know that.
Well, because didn't Ted kill a grizzly with a 10 mil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Uncle Ted killed everything with a 10 mil. 10 mil is
that's his favorite. This is one of his favorite handguns.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, it's the 10 millimeter. Brett, I don't know if you know this or not, but the 10 millimeter has better, ballistics than any 357. It's basically a 40 Smith & Wesson on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. It's able to stay together more and penetrate more and break bone more than, like your standard stuff. It's up there with a 458 Limbow and
my cock.
Smith & Wesson.
44 mag, all that stuff.
And my heart on.
Another good thing would be like a 460 Roland. That's around out.
Yeah. Or a 460 Casull.
Or the Smith & Wesson 500. All those are hand cannon.
Now, see, Daniel that watches our show, my buddy, he's got my uncle who was a rep for Smith & Wesson when he died. Dan got his 500.
Mm-hmm.
No, but if you look
That's
at
a bad gun
between a Smith & Wesson 500 or even like the Alaskan 454 Casull, like the guide guns versus a 10 millimeter, a 10 millimeter is cooking at almost twice the speed.
Yeah,
it's a small diameter bullet, but if you go through like Lehigh Defense, where they make a extreme penetrator round, I mean,
like the honey badgers.
Exactly. A 10 millimeter, I'll take any day of the week.
It's also on a semi-automatic platform versus a wheel gun. So
absolutely.
Now, I was just watching something. I'm not going to take credit for this, but a very good point made by the guy that was talking about self-defense pistols in grizzly country. A guy was attacked by a grizzly. When he went down, he had an automatic and he was on his chest, and the bear was on him, and the slide was compressed. And the guy couldn't get the shot off, where that would never happen with a wheel gun.
That is true.
So they were saying there's advantages and disadvantages to what you carry, in every situation you're in. But
I like to look at moving parts. The less moving parts, the better. On a wheel gun, there's a few more moving parts, but I would choose a wheel gun in the bush versus a semi-auto slide any day of the week.
It's the same thing. Like my lever action 4570, I'd take that anywhere.
Exactly.
I would like to get a 5.7 though in pistol.
That's a cool round.
It's a fast round.
Dude,
it's basically a rifle.
Right,
it's basically a rifle and a bullet.
Yep. Dude, that's like the MP7s.
Yeah.
A 5.7 is basically a civilian legalized MP9 or MP7.
MP7. Yeah.
So you guys can carry a sidearm?
Yes.
Oh yeah. We can open carry here, but Yeah, I wouldn't recommend open carrying, but you can open carry here.
That'd be. I wish I could do that. I'd just like to have something like that in the woods with me.
Well, you know what? I'm giving you permission.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I want you to go out and carry.
State, New Brunswick.
Yep.
I'll
if they
send
say
you
anything,
one,
you say Trump said it was okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we're allowed in New York State. You're allowed to carry full carry concealed.
Mm-hmm.
Not in New York City where you need it the most for the animals down there.
Yeah.
And you know, it's you're allowed to carry, like, as long as you keep it concealed, like you don't even make an imprint, basically.
As long as the cops don't know, you're good.
No, even the cops don't really care. It's the freaking Karens in the store and shit like that.
Dude.
But you know, it isn't. I bow hunt, and I always keep a pistol on me. I don't give a shit what the law says.
I do
They can
too.
all go. They can suck a root for all I care. I carry because there's fucking coyotes, there's bears, and I'm not jeopardizing my life. I'm not.
We got coyotes, bears, and mountain lion here.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And
usually a 645 Smith.
Yep.
What's Brett doing?
He's in coloring class.
So here, let me go ahead and take Brett out of the show real quick.
Yeah, take him out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
We want to expand the screen.
I don't. I know guns, but I don't know guns like these three motherfuckers. These three motherfuckers know their shit. I know.
Brett knows that bullets leave the barrel, and
he knows that a Red Ryder will shoot his eye out.
That's right.
Brett knows not to look down
over here.
Brett knows not to look down the barrel of a gun and keep his finger on the trigger unless he intends to kill something.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Mainly himself.
Yeah, so when they start going on a rant of guns, I'm just like,
he's zone out.
I try. I really do. I try to learn. And so that's why I sit here and I kind of like just like
color water bottles.
I color water bottles because that way that's how I absorb information.
On next gun segment, Brett draws colors.
That's right.
That way I'm not like focusing and I'm letting it like process through my brain, so it forces me to listen. I don't know, but
I get it.
I'll just say this. They have a vast knowledge of guns that they could tell me 20 million times and I'm going to remember one piece of it, and I have to listen to it all over again and again just to remember a second piece. So
we'll get you up to the cottage and we'll just shoot guns all freaking day. Dude.
Don't get me wrong, I love shooting guns.
I know
have
you
my
do.
own guns. I shoot the fuck out of them. They're fucking amazing.
Brett,
but
let's shoot Saturday.
The knowledge that these three have when it comes to like ballistics and all this other information outside of that realm, I just like lost.
Yeah. I
got some friends like that too, and it's just like, yeah, over my head, buddy.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm against it. I'm not in any way.
He's not a liberal. That is true.
That's just
close. But he's
my
not.
knowledge and information is for archery and technology and all this other shit. And to try to influx that much knowledge of rifle shit into my brain, my brain would literally fucking explode.
What kind of guns do you have for rifles, Brett?
I have, when I sold it, it was an LMT 223 gas piston rifle. Okay. I have two 223s. I can't remember the brand or anything like that. I have two 22s. One's a Henry lever action, and that thing,
nice.
That's just beautiful. And I have a Smith & Wesson Shield. Yeah, it's a Shield 40 cal. And
are those 223s AR platform or are they bolt actions?
They're AR platforms.
Now, are they 223 or 5.56? You can shoot one.
I know you can shoot. I do know that.
The 5.56 you can shoot the 223 through, but you can't do the other way around.
No, they're 223s if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. And
now what about you, Nathan? What firearms do you have?
I've got my 270.
Nice.
I've got my dad's 30-30.
Marlin or Winchester?
No, Winchester.
Nice.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
See,
what kind of 270 is that?
Savage. Access.
Oh, nice.
You got the access. See, the access is like the perfect platform because you can do so much with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Ruger American.
Yeah.
I mean, a Savage Access. I used a 257 Roberts.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing. Yep. Go ahead, Brett Color.
Yeah.
So my kid, for his birthday, I bought him, it's his money. He got the Axis in 308.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm not a very big guy, and it's a light gun. It's small gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved it. I got a Remington 7600, which is a pump 270.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that in a 3006.
Oh, nice.
And I sold it, and then
those guns are worth a lot of money, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're worth a lot of money.
I don't know. The 30-06 to me, growing up, I mean, I love the .6, and that animal will take any game in the world.
Oh yeah, dude, it's like overkill here.
Oh
yeah,
it's
too
definitely
much.
take any animal in the northern continent, but like that's a rifle I would take to fucking Africa.
Oh yeah,
like a .6, like a
Yep.
Nah, I don't need that.
Yeah, I think like when our kids, it was 30-06 and 7mm mag was like what you had to shoot for a deer. You know.
Oh, dude, down here it was 30-06 or a 30-30. It was always a 30 cal, and it was either one of those rounds.
338 Lapua is the next one I'm going to pick up.
Oh, I got some ammo for you. I just reloaded some ammo for mine.
You have what Lapua do you have?
I have an Armalite.
Bitterroot. My first patrol rifle was a 761 tactical pump 223.
That's what I was telling Bitterroot about. I'm trying to get a tactical kit for mine with a folding stock for my 7600.
Those 7600s are nice. I mean, that's one of those rifles you can work around the whole like detachable magazine laws and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like the 270. Most of the ammo for it, the ballistic coefficient on the ammo, most of it is over 5. I mean, it's hard to get junk ammo for a 270.
So I built a custom Remington 700 for one of my buddies, and it was in 300 Weatherby.
Yeah,
which is a stupid expensive round.
It is
like the 300 Weatherby, and then you start comparing ballistics, and you're like, "Oh, fuck! I can do so much more with 300 Win Mag than 300 Weatherby."
Nate, you and I can just have our own show and have our own conversation.
I'm sorry, man.
You're good, brother. I'm just joking around.
We have Second Amendment ADHD.
Not to mention, I've been through 3 different sniper schools and everything else. So, you start talking about this stuff, I'll fucking nerd out all day.
Yeah.
This is why Brett doesn't have me on Tuesday shows.
Well, Brian's coming on our next show on Sunday, and he knows a lot about that shit. Granted, we have our own topics we're going to be talking about with Brian, but that's on a later show. Now let's wrap it up here, the rapid fire segment here, Nathan. First question is, I know you're in photography, so let's leave the photography part of it out. But besides hunting and photography, do you have any other hobbies or interests?
Oh, not a whole lot right now because that really takes up my time. I do still love to fish when I get chances to go fishing, and I still enjoy hunting. Harvesting an animal, but those chances are few and far between these days because to be efficient and be effective as a wildlife photographer, it's just like it's hunting. So to be efficient and effective, you got to spend the maximum amount of time you can in the woods.
Yeah,
because it's a time game. It's all about numbers.
Well, you're basically a hunter with a camera.
Exactly.
Yeah. You got to spend the same amount of time as you do in the woods filming as you do hunting to be good at it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Hunting and fishing, I guess.
What animal is on your bucket list to hunt?
And it can't be to photograph.
If you want it to be, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Any animal in the world.
It would be elk to photograph or hunt.
Okay.
That'd be sweet.
Cool. Heck yeah.
That's the top of my list.
Now, what elk? Are you looking at like Rocky Mountain or Roosevelt?
I didn't know there was a difference.
So the Rocky Mountain elk are they're smaller body, bigger racks. Roosevelts are in the Pacific Northwest, and they have smaller racks, but about 200 to 300 pounds heavier.
Okay. I guess it would come down to the terrain they're in. That's one of the things that draws me towards elk is their terrain.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm doing an elk hunt in September in Oregon. So I'm looking at like the max altitude of like 2,000 feet above sea level.
Okay.
Versus Colorado, which is like 14,000 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like you got your hunt to go film now.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly. Right. Let's go.
Oregon's more of that, like those deep, very similar to that, like that rainforest type scenario type deal.
Absolutely.
If you want to kind of give it a quick picture of it. And Colorado, I'm sure you know, it's more of like that mountainy Yellowstone type setting.
It's a rainforest environment versus.
Yeah. So I guess where you're going, you're probably going to maybe it would be more of a close encounter with your animal.
Oh yeah. You're looking within 30 yards probably.
That's what I would be after.
Oh
yeah. I got no interest in shooting an animal or taking a picture of an animal that's 200 yards, 300 yards, 400 yards away. No interest in that.
And that's why we go hunt.
Yeah, exactly. It's that encounter that's the special part of it.
It's more
whether
personal.
you make contact with your arrow to that animal or not, like that whole spiritual side of it, just being so close to it. That's what we love here.
Yep.
Well, of course, we're right in the middle of a storm right now, so that's awesome. I will say this though, Bitterroot, he stated, I follow him. His photography is effing legit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you, buddy.
What is an animal you want to try eating?
Eating.
Yep. Any wild game animal you want to try eating.
I don't think I've ever tried elk, so I guess elk.
All right.
Now, my father-in-law got one for the Michigan hunt, and it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I will tell you, the back straps are about as big as my leg.
Wow.
Yeah, they're huge, but it is tasty.
Yep. No doubt.
Well, that's like I showed my daughter a picture of we hunt, whitetail here, and I had the bat straps, and my daughter absolutely loves them. And I was like, well, I want to do a moose hunt one day, and I showed her a picture of like moose bat straps, and she's like, Dad, can you go shoot one of them? I'm like, yes, I want to. Like those things are massive.
But you gonna have to help me pack that thing out.
Oh yeah.
800 pounds of meat.
My bowl that I got had meat was 723 pounds of meat.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of
I'd
meat.
be sending pictures to all my friends while they're at Myers.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to go buy more steak and burger? Here.
I'd have to buy 2 or 3 more freezers for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Last 2 questions here. If you could pick anybody, you get a family member and a famous person to go on a hunt with or share a campfire with one time, who would that be?
Or a guy you just met to your left.
Probably one of my uncles who passed away a couple years ago, and I never got into wildlife photography and doing what I'm doing until he was kind of at the age where there was no way I could even ask him to go, but he had an influence on me, taught me a little bit about fishing, and I remember him having deer hanging in his barns and stuff. So I think I'd love to spend some time in the woods hunting or being at a campfire with him.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Last question here. How do you think we as fellow hunters could or should do to improve the hunting community as a whole?
Can you repeat the question?
What do you think we as fellow hunters could or should do to improve the hunting community as a whole?
Wow. That's tough.
It's deep.
Yeah, it's deep. One thing I guess one thing I've been trying to do when I'm talking about hunting, because me being a wildlife photographer, I deal and I talk with a lot of anti-hunters, right? So I try to play both fields, and when they find out I hunt, I always tell them that, or they ask me if I've ever, killed an animal or anything. What I always try to say is I never use the word kill. I say harvest.
Yes.
I try to always say harvest, and I think that's one way to, I guess, make things sound a little bit better. Like, to us, kill is kill, whatever. It's the same thing. But
it's a harsh word.
Yeah, it's a harsh word, and it's a lot harsher to a lot of people that don't understand what that hunting animals and harvesting them is. It's conservation, and it's not just going out and killing animals. You're providing for your family. But yeah, that's kind of one thing that I think would help the hunting community if they kind of got rid of that kill word, I guess. Yep.
Not to mention it's disrespectful to the animal as well.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not just going to go out there and kill it and leave it. Like, this animal is going to provide for my family or myself or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. And I truly believe that like I don't have much use for people that don't have remorse. When you harvest an animal, you should have remorse and respect for the animal.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
And I know people that don't, and I see them, and like I have very little respect for those people, and I think as a hunting community that we've got to learn to do that, and we've got to teach people to do that. Like, yeah.
I remember those memes. I wouldn't say memes, but those trends in the hunting community 2 or 3 years ago, roughly, where they were taking selfies with the deer when they're on the ground, then they were laying right next to it. Or I'll see the videos where they'll have the meat and they'll take it. It's like them saying, "Look at where we're taking the deer. We're back where we first met."
Yeah.
All I want to do is just fucking yell at these motherfuckers and just say, "Really? You're that fucking petty?" And anyone that does that type of shit, you have like zero code in you at all.
Yeah.
And I think that you are a fucking scumbag, in my opinion. And the fact that people that would do that, they're just the fucking absolute worst, in my opinion.
Yep.
Well, Nathan, I just want to say thank you so much, man, for coming on our show and taking time out of your busy day to come on. I greatly appreciate it. For anyone that wants to reach out to you and follow along your journey, how can they do that?
On Facebook, just Nathan Robinson Photography. If you look me up, you'll see my logo here, big NR with photography, or Nathan Robinson Photography and the big moose antlers. Instagram, Nathan Robinson Photography. On same thing on YouTube. So yeah, yep, you'll see me there.
You have a YouTube?
I do.
Man, I didn't even know that one.
Is it Nathan Robinson?
Yeah, Nathan Robinson Photography. Yeah.
All right, I want to subscribe right now.
Well, I'll say you just got 4 new subscribers. Hold on.
Nathan Robinson. Is it Nathan Robinson Photography?
Yep.
Nathan Robinson Photography. Excuse me while we get on and try and subscribe to this.
So for our listening podcast here, fast forward 25 seconds.
Yep. I'll find it. Okay.
Okay.
Dave, for people that want to reach out to you, how can they follow you, my brother?
You can follow me on Instagram, the Whitetail Advantage, YouTube, and at Facebook under PSE Mobile Hunter, and with the Garage Guy 614.
Squatch, how about you?
So as you guys all know, Sundays and Tuesday nights, 8 here on here at 8:30 on the Whitetail Advantage. You can find me on my Instagram channel, Outdoors and More with the Squatch. My YouTube channel is under the same header. And you can check us out on the Garden State Outdoorsman Boondocks Hunting Podcast with Mike Nitre and Frank Mastika.
Johnny?
You can typically find me at work. I'm just hanging out there. But when I'm not there, go ahead and find me on Instagram. That's pretty much where I hang out. Nitro Outdoors and Whitetail Advantage. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Awesome. Well, Johnny, Dave, Squatch, thank you for coming on the show. We know you always love you guys here on. Nathan, again, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate it.
Have a great rest of your night, guys.
Yep, you too.
Oh, man. Great group of guys right there. Love those guys on the team. Nathan, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. Well, everyone, that's going to conclude another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. I want to say thank you to everyone that's gathered around the campfire with us tonight. Now, if this show made you laugh, made you think, gave you a new perspective, please hit that like and subscribe button. Now, if you're listening to this on the audio version, please give us a 5-star rating. Also, we would love to hear from you guys is how we think you think we're doing. Is there anything that you want us to do more, less? We want your honest feedback. Please let us know that we are always trying to improve for you guys. Now, the audio versions of our podcast gets released on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5 a.m. We apologize for the last 2 episodes, but again, on regular days, they get released on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5 a.m. If you want to be a guest on our live show or you want anyone from the team to be a guest on your next podcast, head to our website, www.whitetailadvantage.com, and you can submit your request through there. I also want to take a second and say thank you to all the companies that we've partnered up with, especially with XOP. That's our new one that we just teamed up with. Now, that being said, long-winded one right there. Put that core in the slot machine. We'll see everyone next Sunday.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.